Welcome to part 12 of this Biplane Blender tutorial series where we're creating this Boeing-Stearman Model 75. If you haven't seen the previous parts, you can check out the tutorial playlist with the link in the description. So in this part we're going to be adding some more materials. It's like some materials to the engine and propeller and a few more objects. Now if you're enjoying this tutorial series and you'd like to help support me and this YouTube channel, a great way to do that is by joining my Patreon page. So if you join one of my Patreon memberships, as well as supporting the channel each month, you'll also get access to lots of Blender content like 3D models and assets, tutorial files, artwork project files, procedural materials, geometry node modifier setups, and lots more Blender content and resources. And all of my patrons really do make it possible for me to keep on creating these free tutorials, so thank you everyone so much for your support. So what I'm going to do is hold down the shift key and I'm going to click on the eyes here to unhide some of these objects. So the tail wheel, also the Pitot tube, and also the engine, and also the propeller, and also the fuel lines. So we're going to be adding the materials to these objects. Now let's also hold down the shift key and disable the body, the wings, the wing cable struts, and also the tail cables, and also the front wheels. So we can just see the objects that we're going to be adding the materials to. So let's add the materials to the Pitot tube. So we're going to zoom in to the Pitot tube. So let's go to the shading workspace. We'll add a new material, and we're going to rename this material to Pitot tube. Let's turn the roughness down to a 0.3 so it's more shiny. And then I'll make the base color just this kind of gray color. Let's also select the curves here, and we're going to add the same Pitot tube material. So let's hide both of these objects. Now let's select this object here. Let's add a new material, and I'm just going to call this like gray support. And for this one, we're going to make it a very, very dark gray color, and I'll turn the roughness up to a 0.7. We can hide this object. Let's now select the back wheel. Let's zoom into it, and we can make some materials for the back wheel. So let's select this back part here where the opening is. Let's click on new, and we can call it back wheel opening. And for this material, I'm just going to make the base color fully black, and that's going to be it for that material. So we'll hide that object. Let's now select the pipe, and we'll click on new, and we're going to call this back wheel pipe. And we're going to turn the metallic value all the way to 1, and then we'll just make it kind of like a gray color. And here's the hex value if you want to use the same exact color. And I'll leave the roughness at 0.5, so let's just hide this object. Now let's go into edit mode of this object here, and I want to just select the hubcaps. So deselect everything, hit the L key just to select the hubcaps. Let's add a new material, and we're going to type in hubcaps. Then we're going to hit Control I to invert the selection, and we want to add the rubber. So we'll click on the plus here. We're going to search for the smooth rubber and then click on the assign button. So now it has the same smooth rubber material. Then if we select the bolts here, let's just click on the drop down. We're going to search for bolts and just add the bolt materials. So now I can just hide both of those objects. So let's now select the fuel lines, and we'll add some materials to the fuel lines. So we'll select the curve. Let's click on new. And I can just call this fuel line. For this material, I'm just going to make it this gray color, and I'll turn the metallic value to 1, and I'll turn the roughness down to a 0.4 so it's kind of shiny. So I'll hide the fuel lines. Let's select this little piece here, and we're going to search for support, and we're going to add the gray support, the same material that we already made. We can hide that object. Let's select this piece here. We'll add a new material, and I'm going to call this fuel line red. And I'm just going to make this a nice red color, and I'll make it a little bit darker. So we now just have that kind of red, kind of plastic material. And then let's go into edit mode. We're going to select this entire piece here, the main piece, but then we'll invert the selection, and we're going to add the bolts material. So we'll add a new material. Let's type in bolts, and then just assign that material. So they all have the bolts material. And we can now hide that object. So let's now select the propeller and the engine. Let's first select the propeller. We'll click on new, and we'll call this propeller. And I'm going to make the metallic value fully up to 1, and I'll turn the roughness down to a 0.2 so it's pretty shiny. And I'll just leave the base color at kind of this very light gray color, and there's the hex code. So now just have this nice shiny propeller, so we can hide this object. Let's now select this front piece here. We're going to add a new material to this, and we're going to call this engine metal. Now to make the engine metal look a bit grungy, we're going to add a noise texture and an ambient occlusion and kind of mix them together to give it an interesting texture. So let's search for the ambient occlusion. we're going to drop it here, and let's preview the ambient occlusion. And I'm going to add a color ramp so we can adjust the colors. So let's put a color ramp after the ambient occlusion. And I'm going to start by switching both of these tabs. So we're going to switch them just like that. Now in this white color, I'm going to make it kind of like this gray color, and there's the hex code if you want to use the same color. So now I want to mix it together with a noise texture. So let's search for a noise texture. We'll hit Control T, and we are going to use the object coordinates. Let's preview the noise texture, and I'll change some of the settings. So I'll turn the scale to like a 20, and I'll turn the detail to 10. So now I'm going to mix it together with the ambient occlusion. So to do this, we can add a mix color. We'll drop it here, and we can put the color ramp and the ambient occlusion. We'll take the color from the color ramp and put that into color B, and then we can take the noise texture factor, and we're going to put that into the factor of this mix. Then on the mix type here, we can change this to darken so it adds the dark values. And now we can take color A and we can make this kind of like a grayish color. So now you can see that there is the ambient occlusion, but it's mixed together with a bit of noise, so it looks a bit more random. Then I just want to mix the original ambient occlusion back into the color. So let's drag the principled shader back, and I'll duplicate this mix and we'll drop it here. And we're going to put this mix result into color A. And then for color B, we're going to use the original ambient occlusion color. So put that into color B, and then we'll turn the factor all the way up to 1. Now you can't really see it right now on this object, but what we're going to do is add it to these other objects. So we can just click and drag on the material, and we can drop it onto these other objects, and you'll be able to see it a lot better. So let's just drag and drop it onto all of these different objects. And let's also drag this engine material onto this here. So you can see here it is before and here it is after. So you can see adding that other ambient occlusion back into the node setup is going to add those little dark areas. So let's now take the darken, and we'll put that result into the base color, and I'll preview the principled shader. And let's turn the metallic value all the way up to 1 so it looks like metal, and then I'll turn the roughness down to like a 0.4. Now what I also want to do is add just a subtle bump to this metal. So I'm going to search for a noise texture. Let's drop this here. And I'm going to take the mapping, and we'll put the mapping into the vector so it's using the object coordinates. Let's preview the noise texture, and I can change some of the settings. So I'm going to change the scale to like a 50, and I'll turn the detail to a 10, and then also I'll turn the roughness to a 0.7. So let's now add a bump node to convert to bump data, so the noise texture can go into the height value, and then the bump normal can go into the normal. And let's just preview the principled shader, and then it's way too strong, so let's turn the bump strength to a really small number of 0.01. So it's very subtle, but in the reflections you'll be able to see it just a little bit. Now I also want to add the bolts material, so let's go into edit mode of this object, and it looks like the bolts are already selected, but if they're not, you can just hit the L key to select all of the bolts. And let's now open up the side panel. We're going to click on the plus to add a new material slot, and we're going to search for the bolts material and just assign that. And that object is done, so we'll just hit H to hide that object. Let's go to the next object. So for the next object, I'll go into edit mode. I want to deselect everything, and I just want to select the bolts here. So select that bolt and that bolt and that bolt, and then we'll do the same thing for the other side. So go to the other side, and it looks like those bolts are already selected because they're actually the same object. So let's add a new material in the material slot. We're going to assign it, and we're going to add the bolts material. So now we can just hide that object. And for this object, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to select this piece here, and then also the larger piece on the back, but then we're going to invert the selection. So just the bolts are selected, and on the material slot, we'll add a new material. We're going to search for the bolt material, and then just assign that. And we can now just hide that object. And then this object here, this object already has the engine metal, so we'll hide that. Let's select the bolts, and we're going to add the bolts material, and we can hide that. And then this piece right here, the back cylinder, this is just going to have the engine metal, so search for engine metal, and just hide that. Now, this object here, this cylinder is going to have a bunch of different materials. So what I'm going to do is create the materials on just this piece, and then we'll delete the other pieces and duplicate it and move it around so we don't have to do it for all of them. So for now, let's just focus on this piece here. So let's actually go into local view so we can just see this object. So I'll go into edit mode, and we already have the engine metal on everything. So what I'm going to do is hit the L key to select that pipe. Also hit the L key to select that pipe. And we are going to click on the plus to add a new material. Let's click on new. We will assign that material. And this one we're going to call engine dark. And then for the base color, I'll just make it fully black, and I'll turn the roughness up to a 0.6. And make sure you click on the assign button. So now those pieces just have the darker metal. Let's now add the bolt material. So if we deselect everything, we want to select that piece there. Also hit the L key to select that piece, and that piece. And then we're going to select these 4 bolts on this side. And then also we're going to select these 4 bolts on this side. Let's click on the plus here. Let's type in bolt and add the bolt material, and then click on the assign button. So those all have the bolt material. So now I want to create another material for this old pipe. And this old pipe, we're going to make it look a bit dirty and worn and rusted. So we'll hit the L key to select the pipe. We'll click on the plus here to add a new material. We will assign the material. Let's click on new, and we can just call this old pipe, or you can call it exhaust pipe, whatever you want to call it. And let's make a simple procedural material for this. So I'm going to search for a noise texture. Let's drag it over here and hit Control T, and we're going to use the object coordinates. Let's now preview the noise texture. I'm going to turn the scale to a 6. And I'll turn the detail up to 10, and I'll turn the roughness to a 0.6. So now let's add a color ramp to make it more contrasted. So we'll drop a color ramp right there, and we can drag the black tab over, just drag it over to about there so you can see more of that dirt. I think I might also turn the scale up a little bit more to like an 8 so you can see a bit more of it. So now what I want to do is create some custom colors. So after the color ramp, we're going to search for the mix color and drop it here. And we can put the color into the factor, and that way the black and white values are going to determine what part will be color A and what part will be color B. So for color A, I'm going to go with this kind of reddish brownish color, and here's the hex value that I'll be using. And also for color B, this one is going to be just like a light gray color. So now you can see we have those little bits of dirt there on that metal. So let's put the result into the base color, and I'll just preview the shader. And let's turn the metallic value all the way up to 1 so it looks like metal. Then I also want to add this into the bump. So let's take the color ramp. We'll put that into the normal, and then we need to search for a bump node and put it between the color ramp and the principled shader. And we want the color to be going into the height value. So it looks really bumpy right now, but let's turn the strength way down to a 0.05. So it's a lot more subtle. And there is the old pipe material. So let's now go out of local view, and we'll go back here to the layout. And let's zoom out here. Let's select everything and kind of zoom into everything so we can see it. So now what I want to do is duplicate this cylinder and rotate it around and replace it for the old cylinders. So we'll go to front view, and I'm going to shift select all of the cylinders. Let's go back to solid view, and then we're going to delete the extra cylinders. So now we're going to select this cylinder, and we will duplicate it, and we'll rotate it by 45 degrees, hit enter, and because we did that all in one action, I'll just use Shift R to repeat the last action, and now we can go into rendered view, and we now have all those little cylinders. So we'll select each one of the cylinders, and we're just going to hide these cylinders to get them out of the way. We're now going to select the exhaust pipe, and for this we're going to type old, and we're going to add the old pipe material. So you can see it looks kind of all rusty and worn. And then finally for this little circle here in the center, we're going to add the engine metal. So search for engine metal and add the engine metal. So let's hit Alt-H to unhide all of the objects. And now we've added all those different objects. So what I'll do is hold down the Shift key and click on the eyes here just to unhide all the objects so we can see the final airplane. So this is really starting to come together. So just press Ctrl S to save, and that'll wrap it up for this part of the tutorial series. So thank you so much for watching. And in the next part, we're going to be doing all the materials for the cockpit and also the instruments on the front panel inside the cockpit. So when the next part is released, I'll have it linked in the video description, and it'll be right up there on the end screen. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.